Well, I'm sure this is not going to come as a surprise to many of you, but payday is causing more tension than relief with a lot of people in the northwest of England. People are feeling mostly stressed about their bank balance in the week after their account is topped up. To discuss this, it's a serious issue. I'm delighted to welcome Neil Shah. Neil is head of Stress Management Society, and Clare Framrose, who is from the Autumn Bank, which UK's first digital bank. First of all, a very warm welcome to you, and once again, apologies for being a bit late.
No worries. Good morning. How are you today?
I'm really good, thank you. And I guess first question for you, Claire, what is different about the Autumn Bank? I've never heard of it before.
It's Atom Bank, Kevan.
Atom Bank, sorry.
Atom is the UK's first digital bank, digital-only bank.
Yeah.
So this is a bank that is operated solely through an app. We don't have any branches at all. We do have a small contact centre.
Yeah.
And it's very different in the way that we are validating people's identities and in the way that we're encouraging customers to take control of their finances.
Do you offer what I would understand to be a savings account, current accounts, that the likes that a normal bank would offer, or is this just for current accounts?
So at the moment we have fixed saver products out there, which actually incidentally have market leading rates at the moment. But we also are going to be rolling out a range of standard financial products for customers to be able to use, so including current accounts as well.
I guess your customer focus is probably young people, 20s, 30s, who are used to the technology and want it and live with it day by day.
Not at all, Kevan. The Atom Bank brand is actually targeting any customer who considers themselves to be digitally savvy and wants to do things online. And we find that actually with the products that we've got at the moment, the fixed saver products, they're actually attracting people with an average age of, I think it's 53. So we actually have an older audience there who are really engaging through the digital route. They're quite happy to use an app to manage their finances. And they're actually embracing things like the fact that you can validate your identity with your voice and your face with Atom Bank.
How long have you been going? How long has it been operational?
Well, we've had our licence for a couple of years now, but we've had these products out since earlier this year, and we've got quite an ambitious rollout now for a wider range of banking products too.
It's the way to go, isn't it?
I think so.
Because, people don't want to queue up anymore. They want to just do it online.
Absolutely. And this goes to the study that we've been doing, which indicates that people are really quite stressed about managing their money. And one of the things that we're trying to do at Atom Bank is to give the ownership of your finances back to customers and to encourage them to take control and to make sure that they're checking in every day, even more frequently, and making the little changes that can take that stress out of their lives.
Yeah. Neil, Stress Management Society, you must be rushed off your feet in the UK at the moment with stress management.
Absolutely, and it's a great day to be talking about this. Today is National Stress Awareness Day, and one of the reasons we were really happy to be working with Atom Bank is we found from our own research that stress and financial stress is a big issue for people in modern Britain, particularly in the post-referendum era, where the pound has crashed and the price of things in the shops are increasing and there's this air of uncertainty around. And there's a lot of people that are employing avoidance tactics. One of the things that we found from our research is 85% of people don't exactly even know how much is in their bank account because they just choose to ignore it for fear of finding information that they don't want to hear.
Throwing your head in the sand. And
absolutely. But actually, when you avoid things, it's when you stay away from the demon, the bigger the demon gets in your head. And this is where I think that it's really important that we do start talking about the issues that nobody really wants to tackle. The fact is that financial stress doesn't just affect what's in your pocket. That can seep into all areas of your life. In fact, one of the main reasons for relationship breakups in modern Britain today is financial pressure.
I think it's been true for time immemorial that one of the main reasons for breakup is financial difficulties.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now, ultimately, we know what the symptoms are. Let's start addressing the cause. One of the key things that we learned from this research is poor education. People don't know how to manage their finances. It's not something we're taught at school. 76% of 18 to 24-year-olds in our study don't understand basic banking references like ATM, direct debit or ISA. Now, if you don't know how to deal with a situation, then you've got either one or two choices. Either go out and seek the help or avoid it. Now, we also do understand that there are a lot of people that aren't going to hold their hand up and ask for help. We don't want to admit weakness. We are British, soldier on and get on with it, pull your socks up and all of that. But what we also have to bear in mind, in modern Britain, the main thing that's going to result in loss of life in a man under the age of 45 is suicide.
Yeah.
This is a scary and astonishing statistic. Another one of the dirty little secrets that society doesn't talk about is that we're getting to the point where people are buckling under the pressure and are seeking the ultimate permanent solution to a temporary problem. It's time we do all start having much more mature, grown-up conversations about how we're feeling and how we're doing, and ensuring that we are protecting the most vulnerable members of our society.
One of the things that surprised me, Neil, in the information I received was that people feel stress relatively quickly after they've been paid. I would have thought that would have been towards the end of the month when they were running out.
Of course. And that's something we were astonished about, because we expected that there'd be a sense of relief after you've been paid.
Yeah.
The challenge is, though, Kevan, that when you've just been paid is also the point where you're furthest away from the next paycheck.
Yeah,
That's also the point where your direct debits and your bills are coming out. And a lot of people at that point are already starting to they're already starting to fret about how they're going to get to the end of the month without running out of money again.
Does a question for both of you, really?
Sure.
Does this stress level, which I think is absolutely right, does that tend to push people to things like payday lenders?
I think that's definitely a question for Claire. It's something that we have spoken about several times today.
Yeah.
So we have a sense that it may, because there are some people who just want to patch things up, and certainly that's not the way that they should go. They should try and take a bit more control of their finances. One of the things that we're aiming to do at Atom is to advise you on how you can make little changes that can have a longer term impact for you. So looking at what other people in similar situations to you are doing, and encouraging you to try and learn from what other people can do so that you can improve your own situation.
And the other thing to bear in mind is people make bad decisions when they're stressed. We borrow money. We buy things that we don't need with money we don't have. That's why they suggest you should never go shopping when you're hungry or tired or stressed, because you just end up making very poor decisions. And actually, by giving people information, education, and with the likes of the kind of the approach that Atom have taken, means that hopefully people will make better decisions.
Neil, we talked about the problem. From a stress management point of view, what's the answer? What can people do to alleviate this situation they can get caught up in, really?
Of course. Now, the interesting thing is, to better equip ourselves to deal with financial stress is no different to better equipping ourselves to cope with any kind of stress. Yeah. So if you are taking more time to look after yourself, you're getting a good night's sleep, you're eating well, you're taking time to exercise, what happens is your resilience to life increases. When you face a problem or a challenge and you're tired and stressed, you make poor decisions. You face a problem and you're feeling good about yourself because you lead a positive lifestyle. Guess what? You are more likely to make better decisions, and you're better equipped to cope with whatever curveballs life throws at you from left field. So that's part of the challenge, but also specifically with regards to finances, is planning, prioritizing, budgeting, getting a good sense of where you are with your finances, seeking help where required, looking at the various bodies that exist, like the Consumer Credit Society, and there's various other organisations that exist to help you specifically with your finances. I'm sure, Claire, you've got some other really good financial management tips for us.
Yeah, so certainly I think the things Neil's saying are really important. And in the same way he's saying you need to give yourself rest, and you need to feed yourself, and you need to give yourself the attention that you need to overcome the stress in your life. Yeah. Well, you know what? You need to apply that same rule to your finances. So you need to give your finances the time and attention that they need and that they deserve. And by doing that, you can take the stress out of the situation. So taking a bit more ownership of your own financial situation and engaging with your bank, engaging with something like Atom Bank that can be on your phone with you when you've got a moment here and there to go in and just do something slightly different so that you feel more in control of the situation that you're in.
Claire, being UK's first digital bank, I can see a lot of people who are digitally capable would jump at the chance to do that. What about people who don't feel comfortable with technology? Is there some way you can talk them through it on your system and help them to get comfortable with it?
So we're deliberately designing the app so that anybody can use it, which we're including help screens in there to talk people through, and so that they understand exactly how it works. But we do also have a contact centre, and they're able to help people with technical issues. So if you were to ring up and say, I'm struggling with this, exactly what do I need to do? Then the guys who are on the phones, based up in Durham, can talk you through exactly what you need to do and help build that confidence.
When I talk to organisations like the CAB, whose number one issue is normally debt in the UK currently, and one of the things they always say, the first step in this and other organisations is to recognise that you have a problem.
Absolutely.
You know, and is that advice that the Stress Society would put forward as well?
Absolutely, it's no different to having any kind of addictions, or if you've got an alcoholic issue, you go to an AA meeting and actually being able to hold your hand up and say who you are and admitting you have a problem, and it's no different with our finances. At the end of the day, we would recognise drug abuse or alcoholism as a problem. But often financial overspending and kind of, the being addicted to a consumer lifestyle is actually no different to any other addiction. If you're doing something compulsively and obsessively because you're trying to fill a void, but you've got a hole in the bottom of the bucket, until you've recognised that you're trying to fill that void in a way that's not likely to nourish your soul, the chances are you're never going to take the action and the steps needed to move forward positively. So, firstly, recognising that you're in a negative cycle, seeking out the help and support and guidance you need, and also arming yourself with the information to make better decisions.
Neil, in your experience, have you come across situations where people get so wound up in terms of stress over financial matters that it can affect the performance of work and could lead to even worse situations being created?
Well, absolutely. If we talk about some of the top reasons so that people collapse under excessive stress, it can lead to mental emotional breakdown. It can lead to serious health concerns, as serious as things like heart disease, cancer, diabetes, stroke. Stress is a contributing factor to all of them. But we also talked about the fact that the main reason for death in a man under the age of 45 in Britain today is suicide. Now, at the end of the day, stress and poor mental health is contributing to that. And if we recognise that financial issues are very high up the list, and a lot of men don't talk about it for fear of failing and not being seen as good enough or not being able to cope, and actually getting to the point where you can't cope anymore, and there can be that straw that breaks the camel's back, and you get overwhelmed and you seek the ultimate permanent solution to a temporary problem.
Sorry, go on.
And that's why it's very important that we actually make it okay to reach out and ask for help and to have these conversations. And this is where organisations like CALM, the Campaign Against Living Miserably, the Royal Foundation, Prince William and Prince Harry are doing a lot of work around men's mental health issues. We've just at the beginning of November, where there's a lot of people will be growing moustaches around raising awareness of men's challenges. And this is a very important point that we do consider, because burying your head in the sand is not the solution. It's actually creating an environment where people are more comfortable reaching out for help and asking for support.
Neil, how do my listeners get hold of either your organisation if they've got stress problems and they think you might help? Is that the game you're in, or what? Yeah,
absolutely. So we're a national not-for-profit organisation. Yeah. We've been around since 2003, so we're about to celebrate 13 years of being in existence.
Congratulations.
Thank you. So we've got tons of free information and guidance on our website. You can go to www.stress.org.uk. We've also just launched a free stress test, so you can kind of fill in our questionnaire and find out how you're doing. And if you are feeling a bit stressed, there'll be signposting as to where you can get additional support and guidance. And Atom Bank obviously have got their wonderful app and their products, and Claire will tell you about that.
Yeah, so anybody who's interested in finding out more information about Atom can go to atombank.co.uk. They can also follow us on our Facebook page, which is the Atom Bank official page.
What about you? I think you had said you had a contact number. Have you a public phone number for that in case people want to ring up in the first instance and chat to somebody?
I don't have that off the top of my head,
so it's
but it is available on the website.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It's Atom Bank, all one word?
atombank.co.uk, yeah.
It's been lovely talking to you, but I look forward to seeing how well Atom Bank does. It's a really great idea, and it would be nice to think that in the future, Neil, you won't be used as much, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, I hope so. That's our game, to put ourselves out of need of being around, and then we'll call ourselves the Wellbeing Society or something and talk about something very different.
Have a lovely day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks very much.